Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, text 28. Yesham tvantagatam papam jananam punyakarmanam te dvandvamoha nirmukta bhajante mam dridhavratah. Yesham, whose, to, but, antagatam, completely eradicated, papam, sin, jananam, of the persons, punya, pious, karmanam, whose previous activities, te, they, dvandva, of duality, moha, delusion, nirmuktaha, free from, bhajante, engage in devotional service, mam, to me, dridhavrataha, with determination. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: persons who have acted piously in previous lives and in this life, and whose sinful actions are completely eradicated, are freed from the dualities of delusion, and they engage themselves in my service with determination. Please repeat. Persons who have acted piously in previous lives and in this life, and whose sinful actions are completely eradicated, are freed from the dualities of delusion, and they engage themselves in my service with determination. Purport: those eligible for elevation to the transcendental position are mentioned in this verse. For those who are sinful, atheistic, foolish, and deceitful, it is very difficult to transcend the duality of desire and hate. Only those who have passed their lives in practicing the regulative principles of religion, who have acted piously, and who have conquered sinful reactions, can accept devotional service and gradually rise to the pure knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then gradually they can meditate in trance on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the process of being situated on the spiritual platform. This elevation is possible in Krishna consciousness in the association of pure devotees. For in the association of great devotees, one can be delivered from delusion. It is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 5th chapter, shloka number 2, that if one actually wants to be liberated, he must render service to the devotees. Mahat sevam dvaram ahur vimukteh. But one who associates with materialistic people is on the path leading to the darkest region of existence. Tamodvaram yoshitam sangi sangam. All the devotees of the Lord traverse this earth just to recover the conditioned souls from their delusion. The impersonalists do not know that forgetting their constitutional position as subordinate to the Supreme Lord is the greatest violation of God's law. Unless one is reinstated in his own constitutional position, it is not possible to understand the Supreme Personality or to be fully engaged in His transcendental loving service with determination. So this is a very important verse in Bhagavad Gita, very often quoted. So there are many keywords, in fact all the words are keywords here. Antagatam papam. The most important phrases here are Antagatam papam, jananam punyakarmanam, dvandvamoha nirmukta, bhajante mam, and dridhavrata. Now, yesham tu antagatam papam. Now, we are yesterday morning also we had this session of Srimad Bhagavatam, and we were talking about the qualities of King Priyavrata. In Srimad Bhagavatam there is this one great devotee by the name Priyavrata. So, in discussing his pastimes, there was this verse by Prahlad Maharaj that was discussed in that session. It was in the purport, and this is also a very famous verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Shri Prahlad Uvacha Matirna Krishne Paratah Svato Va Mitho Bhipadyeta Graha Vratanam Adanta Gobhir Vishatam Tamisram Punah Punascharvita Charvananam. Now, let's read the translation. Prahlad Maharaj replied, because of their uncontrolled senses, persons too addicted to materialistic life make progress toward hellish conditions and repeatedly chew that which has already been chewed. Their inclinations toward Krishna are never aroused, either by the instructions of others, by their own efforts, or by a combination of both. So, if we want to see why I showed this verse is because of this word, Griha Vratanam. Today, in today's verse, that is Dridha Vrata. Bhajante Mam Dridha Vrata. Here, Griha Vrata. What is Griha Vrata? Vrata means one who has taken a vow. A vow. Griha Vrata means one who has taken a vow to remain in family life and be attached to family, hearth and home. Griha means many things. Griha means basically a house, we all know. But this house is attributed to this body because this body is housing the soul, Atma. So this body can be termed as Griha. Our house, so-called with our family, that is Griha. Our country in which we are dwelling, that is also a home, that is also Griha. Or this entire material world is also a Griha. Because we are being housed here, basically. So, in the whoever, whether one wants to be, whether one wants to be in this body, whether very attached to this body, bodily consciousness. I am an Indian, I am a man, I am a woman, I am this and that, I am a doctor, engineer. These are all designations of the body. Once the soul leaves the body, people may call, okay, this scientist Einstein has passed away and this and that. But the soul who was in that body, he has gone somewhere, he is doing something now. He doesn't even remember he was Einstein, he was nothing. So, in that way we are changing bodies. We think we want to be permanent here. Oh, why should I have rented house? I should have a permanent house. But we are not permanent. House may be there for 1,000 years, but we will be gone. So where is the permanence in this material world? But still, despite knowing, they have not seen a single of their ancestors survive. Everybody has passed away without exception. Still, people have so much faith in stem cell research, in scientific biological advancement, that they can live long. And Bhagavatam even condemns that endeavor as well. He says, okay, even if you have achieved with extraordinary scientific advancement a long life, a method by which you can prolong your life for maybe 20,000 years, what have you benefited? You're going to create problems for 20,000 years for yourself and others. So it's said that, do the trees not live for very long? Some trees are there, thousands of years. Bhagavatam says, Taravah kim na jivanti. Taravah kim na jivanti. Do the trees not live long? So why are you trying to aspire for that position? Living long. What is the point? Actually, in Kali Yuga, it is better that we have short lives. Because every single action, I have discussed this many times recently, every single action that we perform, every single word we speak, every single thought we have in our mind is a seed sown in the matter of karma. This Bhagavad Gita says in the 13th chapter that this body is called Kshetragya. kshetra, and the soul is called kshetrajna. Kshetra means field, and we are the gardener or the farmer of this field of the human body. And a farmer can grow whatever crop he wants. If the land is fertile, he can sow any seed and get a good crop, good yield. This human body is a fertile field, whereas in other bodies we cannot. You can't expect a dog to come here and listen Bhagavad Gita. No. Human beings we can. We have a fertile body in which we can take advantage of the superior instructions of Krishna. So this human body is a fertile field, and we are the gardener or the farmer. So with each activity we are actually sowing a seed of karma. And when you sow a seed, it will take some time for the plant to grow and eventually bear fruit, and then the fruit ripens, and then you can taste, say, a mango. You can taste at that time. So to reap the benefits of having sweet mangoes at will, you have to invest there's a time lapse, there's a lead time, from sowing to ripening. So similarly, every single action, whether punya or pap, it is, whether pious or impious, it is a seed and it will take time to fructify. So in a day, it is said, in a day, there are thousands of thoughts we are having. And we speak on some of them, on which we feel strongly. And we actually act upon things which we even feel even more urgent or more important in our own perspective. So in this way we are continuously sowing seeds, and this fructification of such seeds of karma will take very long. In one human life, whatever we do, based on that we will be judged, and at the time of death we will be taken to Yamaraj by the Yamadutas if we are sinful. Kali Yuga, guaranteed. You are only first visiting Yamaraj, no Swarga Prapti. Forget it. So, Yamadutas, Yamaraj, and then take punishment in hellish life, sometimes for thousands, sometimes for millions of years, depending on the degree of sin. And then, not finished, then starts our life in animal bodies. Show you. What was that? 34? Yeah. Adhastannaralokasya yavatir kramashah samanukramya punaratra vrajechhuchihim. Having gone through all the miserable hellish conditions and having passed in a regular order through the lowest forms of animal life prior to human birth, and having thus been purged of his sins, one is reborn again as a human being on this earth. After death, one is taken to hellish life, severe suffering there, and after that, not finished, passing through the regular order, through the lowest forms of life. How many forms of life are there? How many species are there? Ashitim Chatuраschaiva Lakshamstan Jivajatishu. 8.4 millions or 84 lakhs species, Jivarashi. And out of those 8.4 million, 8 million are below human species and 400,000 human species. According to modern science, species is defined by their viability of sex. Like humans are considered one species, and in them they are considered as races, different races. The viability, why they are considered one species, because they can have sex, interracial. So that's how modern science classifies species as. But according to Vedas, the classification of species is not based on sex, but based on the characteristics. So even in humans, the different races, they are considered different species. So anyway, Even the devatas are considered human beings, but far more superior. Yeah? So there are higher and lower classes of living entities. So 400,000 human species in which the field is fertile, but 8 million of them are subhuman species. There's no chance of reviving God consciousness there. Almost no chance. Now, we have to pass through each of the species before we come to the human form of life. Jalaja navalakshani sthavara lakshavimshati krimayo rudrasankhyakaa pakshinam dashalakshanam trimshal laksha chatushpada chaturlaksham manusha. This is the breakdown in Padma Puran about the species of life. 900,000 species aquatics, fish, 2 million types of trees, 1.1 million types of insects and reptiles, 1 million types of birds, 3 million types of quadrupeds, four-legged animals, and 400,000 human species. You add up all of them, you get 8.4 million. So you have to pass through all these, lives before you can get the human life again. So for one human life's worth of actions, we have to go to hell for about thousands or millions, depending on our sin. Okay, few million years gone there, or thousands at least, say thousands of years, and then 8 million species we have to go through one by one, the next higher species, next higher. This is actually the evolution that is going on. It is not the Darwin's theory of evolution that from monkeys came man. No, then the monkeys, why are they still there? It's a stupid argument. The thing is, the bodies did not evolve. The bodies have been in existence eternally. The monkeys have been there since time immemorial. Man also was there. Ramchandra Bhagavan came at least 2 million years ago. Not some dinosaurs were there then. No. Monkeys were there, man was there. And there was big battle also. You all know. So, we don't subscribe to this modern science. This is full of defective. They are saying Big Bang, how the universe began, how this. They can't even figure out how the COVID began. Talking about universe, something that happened right under their nose, they cannot understand. And they are saying how universe began, from Big Bang. Such a stupid philosophy. Something exploded and everything was in perfect order. Now everything is going on perfectly. Then terrorists are the biggest creators. They just explode things and then create things, right? No, it doesn't happen that way. So Big Bang that's not the way creation happened. A meaningless explosion. Anything that is created, there is so much thought to it, like an iPhone, for example. How did Steve Jobs do it? He exploded some semiconductors in a clean room and then came out iPhone. Slick, clean, smart. That's not how things happen. This building, if you explode, it will be destroyed. You can't build buildings with explosions. That's not how it happens. So we don't have any faith in them. So in our Vedic science, we know that how things happened. So man was there, monkey was there, everything was. So evolution means the soul is passing through the next and next and next bodies. So now we know 8 million species are there before we can get back to human life again. Some Hindus believe there are only 7 lives. After 7 lives, Swarga Prapti. Whatever nonsense, rascaldom I do, I'll go to Swarga. Prabhu, he passed away very peacefully. How you know? He could not speak, no? So actually that's the case. We can't. This chapter, this third canto, 30th chapter, it says, nobody passes peacefully, except for a devotee. Jivova marova. Only for a devotee, it doesn't matter whether he lives or dies. He is always peaceful. But for everybody else, death is not at all pleasing. There's a verse also like that. Do you know? I mean, we all know death is not pleasing. I think it's 11th canto, 20th chapter, 30th verse, I think. Oh, come on. Not this. 11, 10, 30. Not even this. Okay, this is this verse. Okay. There is this verse. If anybody can find, please let me know. Death is not at all pleasing. I think that's the. Death is not at all pleasing. 11, 10, 20. There you go. कोन्वर्थः सुखयत्येनं कामो वा मृत्युरन्तिके आघातं नीयमानस्य वध्यस्येव न तुष्टिदः. Death is not at all pleasing, and since everyone is exactly like a condemned man being led to the place of execution, what possible happiness can people derive from material objects or the gratification they provide? Everyone is exactly like the condemned man being led to the place of execution. Suppose there is this big queue of people standing, and then one by one, everybody is executed, beheaded. So we are in the queue also. But sometimes we take compassion. Oh, poor man, he is being slaughtered. Arey, I am in the queue. I am also in the same queue. I am feeling compassion for somebody who was killed or somebody who died. And I take compassion for those who are relatives of that person. But then we are also in the same queue. And this queue, just like, wherever you go, like nowadays, this queue number is there. You get a queue number. Right? What is written there? The queue number may not be called in sequence. Not that the father born first, I will die first, I will die second because I was born. No. I can die first. Queue number may not be called in sequence. Death will come like that at any time. So, and it's not pleasing. It's not pleasing because it takes away. Mrityu sarvaharas chaham. It takes away everything. Krishna says, I come as death and take away everything from you. You think you are a great scientist, great philosopher, great doctor, this and I'll take away everything from you. So, what possible happiness can be derived? So, this is the thing about death. So, we are passing through these 8 million species before coming to human life. So, suppose in one species we spend 1 year. Some insects, we spend like maybe few seconds sometimes. As a virus, COVID virus, we will spend maybe, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks, 7 days, right? Then, in this way we are spending very little time in some species, but the other species make up for it. A tree stands for thousands of years. So, just on an average, let's say 1 year per species before we come back to human life. 8 million years. What are we signing up for? 8 million years. Who likes national service? 2 years. 8 million years before we can get back to human life. And when we get back, again we are doing all the stupid things we have done in our previous human life 8 million years ago. And I am just giving an average. Some they spend way more time, right? We know some species. So that's why I said in Kali Yuga it's better to have a short life, because whatever we are doing in this life, the karma of that is giving us millions of years of suffering before we come back to human life. So if we had a long life, billions of years. That's all. Because with long life we are committing more sinful activities. For example, now a person, what are the sinful activities? Major: meat eating, illicit sex, gambling, intoxication. And every other sin is an offshoot of these things. Now, suppose one eats meat. So he is killing mamsaha. Mamsaha khadati iti mamsaha. What is the meaning of mamsa? Meat. Why it is called mamsaha? Mam means me, saha means he in Sanskrit. Mamsaha khadati iti mamsa. So he is going to eat me in my next life. Now I am eating him. So he has the right to eat me in my next life. That is what I am signing up for, contract. TNC, terms and conditions apply. So it's not that, oh, I want my freedom, I can eat whatever I like. Yeah, you can have your freedom, nobody is denying. but you're also entitled to the consequences. Not that I can have consequence-free life. No. Every single action, as you sow, so shall you reap. This is the law of karma. So I cannot sow an apple seed and expect a mango to come out. But we are doing that. We all know that apple seed doesn't give a mango tree and a mango fruit, but we are doing that. Every New Year, January 1st, wish you a happy New Year. Wish you a happy birthday. Wish you a happy Deepavali. Wishing. Forever. Wishing. Sowing the apple seed, wishing him, mango will come, mango will come, mango will come. Why apple came? We are sowing the seeds of sin, papa. We expect the fruit of piety. How we can get? We want all happiness, happy New Year, happy. But we are doing all nonsense every day of the year. How can we expect any happiness? At all levels there will be suffering. At personal level, at family level, at community level, at national level, international level, or even interplanetary level. Demigods, the atmospheric disturbances, many of them are man-made also. So these things will happen. These things are happening as a reaction to our atheistic mentality. So we have to identify this. This is what Bhagavad Gita is all about. How to conduct ourselves in such a way that we don't produce these fruits again. Fruits of karma. After that. What is that? No, after the session. So, every action is bringing this fruit. So, we have to now understand that this is creating a long tail of problems. For one human life, there's a long tail of problems. Millions of years worth of problems I am creating. So if suppose this meat eater, eating meat, so suppose his life is prolonged by say 1 more year. How many more times he will eat chicken or mutton or nowadays cow? And let me tell you, it is stated in the Shastras that a cow, if one eats a cow, now every life we have to pay, especially when eats a cow, as many hairs as the cow has, that many thousands of years we have to stay in hell and be rotting there, punished severely. So if the cow has 1 hair on the body, 1000 years, how many hairs does a cow have? Millions. And that many thousands, so billions of years. If the cow has 5 million hairs, we are going to spend 5 billion years in the hell, just for one cow, one dinner, steak. The stakes are very high. So we can't just, so that's for one kill. So 1 year of life prolonged for this rascal who is committing sinful activities, how much sin he is doing and how many millions of years he is going to pay for that. So that's why prolonged life is bad in Kali Yuga anyway. A short life of meaning is far better. A short life of Krishna consciousness is way better than this. And it is said that one can have a long life. Nobody is saying it is not good. But only if one is Krishna conscious. This is stated in the Ishopanishad, mantra 2. Kurvanneveha karmani jiji vishechatam samaha evam tvai nanyatetosti na karma lipyate nare. One may aspire to live. The previous verse actually, the first verse, this is mantra 2 as you can see there. Mantra 1 was Ishavasimidam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bunjita magridha kasya svidhanam. If we become Krishna conscious, understanding that only He is the owner of everything and not we, and we are completely convinced of this fact, then one may aspire to live for hundreds of years if he continuously goes on working in that way. For that sort of work will not bind him to the law of karma. There is no alternative to this way for man. Therefore, now we do not know how long we have in this life, and don't be too inspired by by hearing just now that message that, oh, short life is better, let me commit suicide now. After this class, I will jump Prabhu. Suicide is another problem, and that is another sin actually. Those who commit suicide, they will remain as ghosts for many hundreds of years. They think, why suicide is happening? They want to end the problems. They think that is the end. They think life ends with this death. That's the wrong idea. Suicide is only creating a whole lot of problems, additional problems. So, how to end this long tail of karma? Bhajante man dridhavrataha. See, there are three types of karma. Karma, vikarma, akarma. Karmanohyapi bodhavyam cha vikarmanah akarmanascha bodhavyam gahana akarmano gatihi. You see, 4th chapter, 17th verse. Krishna is saying, the intricacies of action are very hard to understand. Therefore, one should know properly what action is, what forbidden action is, and what inaction is. Now, inaction is twofold. So, let's go through each of them. So, action. So, every action, as we know, has a result, right? So, punya and pap both have results. So, for a seed which gives a sweet fruit, then we will enjoy that sweetness. If something gives bitter fruit, then we may, suffer for that. So, pap is like the seeds of bitter, seeds of karma. And punya are it's not exactly sweet, but comparatively sweeter than the bitter. So, one wants to go to heavenly planets in this way. But the problem is, karmatmakam nunam pramattah kurute vikarma yadindriya pritaya apranoti na sadhu manye yata atmanoyam asannapi kleshada asadeha. When a person considers sense gratification the aim of life, what is the aim of life? Sense gratification, gratifying the senses. My senses must be gratified instantly and to the maximum degree. That's what we want. Instant gratification. When he considers his aim is that, he certainly becomes mad after materialistic living. And the other thing, he wants instant gratification, maximum gratification without consequence. He doesn't want to take any responsibility for that gratification. He thinks there is no, payback, karmic payback. Like, for example, today, people want to have sex without children. That's gratification without consequence. But there's no such thing. It's a dream. It's a fantasy. It's a myth. There's no such thing as gratification without consequence. There's no such thing as free enjoyment in this material world. Nothing comes free. Either you pay upfront or you pay later with interest. Compound interest, like a credit card. Karma is just like a credit card. You can enjoy now. Enjoy. But when the bill hits with compound interest, that's when delayed effect of suffering. Karma is like that. There's no such thing. So they want to do everything without consequence. They think they're entitled to all kinds of this sense of entitlement to all kinds of gratification without consequence. So for that reason there is abortion. So much abortion is going on. So when a parent kills his own child, the amount of suffering is, these parents will never see the light of day for many thousands of years. Whatever is the reason, it is extreme sin to abort. What is this abortion? I am actually making a video on this. That's why I am talking about this. I'm going to make a video on abortion. And completely thrash this nonsense, because they say, women's health is important. Come on. The woman is going to hell for this. And they think they are saving the woman by doing this. They are killing the child. They are letting the mother and father go to hell for thousands of years. All because of ignorance of how actually things work. What is the soul? What is the body? How birth takes place? What is death? Because of lack of understanding of this knowledge, India is shamelessly also, this abortion is legal in India. In some Christian countries it's not legal. At least that much. They have. We have so much Shastra, so much scientific information of how life takes place in the womb. The graphic detail that even the CT scans cannot provide. we have. First night what happens? 5th day what happens? 10th day what happens? The science has no clue. They can first find out the form only 6 weeks after pregnancy. That's when they can do the scan and see something there. Until then they can't even see what happens. We know. In our Markandeya Puran, in our Srimad Bhagavatam, extreme information is there. And with all this knowledge, all goes to Congress, no values, no basis in values. 1971, abortion was legalized in India. And Prabhupada said this Indira Gandhi was doing abortion regularly twice a year. Yeah. That's why no wonder. She was the head at the time. So anyway, people want gratification without consequence. Sorry, there's no such thing. We can't play God here. Decide who has to live, who has to die. Let God decide that. Don't be God. Because we have no right to create the body. Right? So we have no power to destroy. If we do, yeah, we have to pay for it. So, when a person considers sense gratification the aim of life, he certainly becomes mad after materialistic living and engages in all kinds of sinful activity. He does not know that due to his past misdeeds, he has already received a body, which, although temporary, is the cause of his misery. Actually, the living entity should not have taken on a material body, but he has been awarded the material body for sense gratification. Therefore, I think it not befitting an intelligent man to involve himself again in the activities of sense gratification by which he perpetually gets material bodies one after another. This is what we want to stop. So karma is there, vikarma is there, both will prolong our materialistic life. Suppose sinful activities, yeah, I will go to hell and that cycle, right? We have just seen. What about pious activities? No, I want to commit pious activities. I want to help people. I want to open hospitals. I want to open schools. I want to open water, availability for countries like Africa or there's good. There are pious activities. Punya karyam. What happens after that? So we will take birth in a good families, or sometimes, if we are more religious, heavenly planets where the lifetime is very, very long, thousands of years, millions of years in fact. On the moon, we can't see anything with our present eyes, but we have information from the Vedas that the moon is a planet of unimaginable sense gratification. 10,000 years lifespan, and not earthly years, the years of the moon, which is the whole Svargaloka has this 1 year here is 1 day there. So that kind of days, they have 10,000 years of lifespan, which you calculate here, it will come to 36.5 million years on earth. That is the lifespan of the residents of the moon or even the sun. Sun also is full of life actually. Krishna says, I spoke to the sun god. So we can't imagine, hey, how millions of degrees, what is this? Yeah, our body cannot survive. They have a body suitable to survive there. It's like we can't survive in the water. That's because we can't do, we can't say that nobody can do. No, the fish are there, happily swimming. So it just requires a different body. So in the sun planet, there is a fiery body. Now we have a body mostly made of earth. It mixes into the earth after death. They have a body mostly made of fire. We have a little element of fire in our, say, our digestion, for example, that is considered Agni. There is a fire element in our body. And that's why we have body temperature, right? 37.6, whatever. So that is because of fire element. But in the sun planet, the fire element is way more prominent. They have bodies made of fire. It's just a different body, that's all. It's full of civilization. So, if you do punya karya, also you will have this long life, but you are still in the material world. And Krishna says in the 8th chapter, 15th verse, Abrahma bhuvana lokan punaravartino arjuna. Abrahma bhuvana lokan punaravartino. What is that? What is that? Next two lines. If you come to me, there is no more. Punarjanma na vidyate. Forgot the third line. 1 second. Maam upetya tu kaunteya punarjanma na vidyate. So, what is the meaning? Let's see. From the highest planet in the material world, which is Brahmaloka, Satyaloka, from the highest planet in the material world to the lowest, all are places of misery. Don't think that Swarga Prapti is going to be this fantastic, happy situation. Not at all. Not at all. All are places of misery wherein repeated birth and death take place. But one who attains to my abode, Krishna says, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. That means Krishna's planet is nowhere in this material world. It is in the spiritual world, Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha means what? Why does it called Vaikuntha? What is the meaning of Vaikuntha? Do you know? Vigata kuntha yasmad iti Vaikuntha. Vigata kuntha. Kuntha means anxiety. Vigata means no, negation of anxiety. Where there is no anxiety, yasmat means where. Where there is no anxiety, that place is called Vaikuntha. So the only place where there is no anxiety is Vaikuntha, planet of Krishna. That is beyond this universe. And that is our real home. But we are revolving in this material world from up and down, like a fool. You know, if somebody outside in the staircase runs up and down from the topmost to the lower, what do we think of them? What is he doing with his life? Some people say exercise. They want to be fit so that they can go up and down as many times as possible. We don't want to be fit here. We don't want to be fit in this material world, to stay in this material world. We want to be unfit in this material world. We have to be a misfit. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, only any gentleman will not find this material world pleasurable. So, if we are finding it pleasurable, we are not gentlemen. So, no sane man will find it pleasurable. So, if we want to be fit to undergo all the tribulations here, actually, honestly, the devotee is fit. He can endure any amount of suffering, even in the material world. Which is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Janmani Janmanishwarya. Bhavatat bhakti rahaitu kitvai. I don't mind taking birth again and again, Krishna, if you so will. If that is your will, so be it. But I request you one thing. That please give me chance to serve you in every single life I may take. Even it may be a Kita Janma how Jata Tua Das. Let me even be a worm if you so desire, an insect in the house of your devotee, Krishna. That is the prayer of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, great Acharya. Kita Janma how Yata Tua Das. Wherever your devotee is there, if I become an insect there, maybe while eating he will throw one grain of prasadam, sweet. I will eat and I can advance. There is some chance for me. So this is how a devotee is praying. But he has no interest in this material world, a devotee. So, but one who attains to my abode never takes birth again. So this is our real home. Now, going back to this, you see, but if we do, next verse, you see, this is next verse. Parabhavastavad abodha jato yavan jignasata atma tattvam yavat kriyastavad idam manovai karmatmakam yena sharira bandha. We all know what is the meaning of this word parabhav, defeat. Parabhavam means defeat. Parabhavastavad abodha jato. Abodha means not intelligent. Those who are foolish. Those who don't take instructions of Krishna. Produced from ignorance, you see. Abodha jata. Abodha jata. Produced from ignorance. So what is this defeat? How can we be defeated in this human life? This is explained here. As long as one does not inquire, yavan na jignasata atma tattvam, na jignasata atma tattvam, yavat, then parabhav. As long as one does not inquire about the spiritual values of life, one is defeated. and subjected to miseries arising from ignorance. Be it sinful or pious, karma has its resultant actions. If a person is engaged in any kind of karma, his mind is called karmatmaka, colored with fruitive activity. As long as the mind is impure, consciousness is unclear, and as long as one is absorbed in fruitive activity, he has to accept a material body. This karma is translated by Srila Prabhupada as fruitive activity. People don't understand. What is fruitive activity? Do action with fruit in hand, or the banana, eat, and then. Fruitive activity means, as we have seen, the karma. Sow the seed and then you get a fruit. So this is karmic activity. Any activity which has a fruit and which you have to experience it in the future, that is a fruitive activity. Whether papa or punya, both are fruitive. So, both are bad. Because suppose I have done a lot of good activities, pious activities in this world, and I have taken birth in a family, a very nice cultured family. Actually, it is said that Bharata Bhumi, Bharata Janma is very, very pious. One who is born in India, very pious. Because all the holy places are there, the name of Krishna is chanted, even one's friend's name will be Govinda Krishna. Even if you like Bollywood, there is one Govinda there. Bhaja Govindam, Govindam, Bhaja Mudhamate. Shankaracharya is saying, worship Govinda, chant his name. So even if you are interested in Bollywood, there is one Govinda there. Right? So somewhere, everywhere there is some, connection with Krishna. We are not saying that you go and watch Govinda's movies. No, that's not what we are saying. But even if someone was materialistically inclined, somewhere or other he is chanting the name of Govinda. But if you go to other countries, you chant their name. What piety? Mr. Green. Where is the piety? The piety is there, because the names of Krishna are chanted. Places Krishna walked there, Ram walked there, So, it's a punya janma. So whether he has punya janma or pap janma, the thing is, it is not, in this material world, it is still painful. It is not that I am born in India, pious birth, so I don't have to undergo the misery of birth. Oh, I was not crammed up in my mother's womb, Prabhu, my mother's womb like a palace. Is that so? No. We were crammed, and the same suffering is there for the pious soul and for the impious soul also. So the pain of birth is same, death is same. Punya, what is that? Pious people are also getting cancer or getting diabetes or getting what all problems, right? So this Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, old age is there. Not that, I am a Punya, Prabhu, Bharat Janma, I will not become old. No such thing. We have to go through Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, Dukkha, Doshanu, Darshanam. These are the sufferings anybody has to face in this material world, whether pious or sinful. So that is bad. Not that I take birth in good family, that is good. And even if I take birth in good family, I may be bad. My friend circle may be bad. There's no guarantee that I will be pure in my life. So, the best thing is not to take birth here. Go back to Vaikuntha. Yad gatva nanivartante tadhama paramam mama. Krishna is saying, we have to go to that place where we will have no more return to the cycle of birth and death. And that is Vaikuntha. Vigata kuntha yasmad. So for that, we have to be inquiring. That's why it is said parabhav. Those who do not inquire into these values of life, what is who am I? Who am I? We don't even know. Forget about values. I don't even know who I am. My identity is questionable. I do not know. Oh, Prabhu, why do you say like that? I have a card, no? Identity card, IC. My name is there, my birth country is there, my citizenship is there, father name is there, village name is there, caste name is there, age is there, date of birth, place of birth. What are you saying? That is not identity card, that is identity crisis. IC. Identity crisis. That is the identity of the body only. That's not our identity. Our soul has nothing to do with that. Yeah, for general purposes we call ourselves something. But we have to understand philosophically that we are not that. That's why we say this is my body. We don't say I body. But we think I am this body. Where is the brain? This is my body. Suppose this is my garland. Say, I am not the garland. So if this is my bag, oh, this is my bag. I am not the bag. So if this is my body, I am not the body. This is my hand, my leg, my heart, my mind. If all these things are yours, who are you? We have not questioned that. This is my. Who am I? I am this. This is our stupidity. This is our stupidity because of lack of this knowledge. This is the first thing. A PhD, completed education, proud of his laurels. The degree stage, everything was awarded and photos posted on Facebook, Instagram. But that person is completely uneducated, illiterate fool because he doesn't even know who he is. This is where our Bhagavad Gita starts. Who are you? Who is God? Why did I come into this world? Why am I going to die? Who created this world? For what purpose it was created? None of these questions are answered by modern medicine or science. None of them. They can never be. They can never understand these things. When Krishna gives this knowledge, then only we can understand. And therefore, we have to hear what Krishna has to say. So, yavanna jignasa, if we don't inquire about these things, we have completely been defeated in our life. We may think we are greatest conquerors, I am the greatest winner, I have topped my exams, I have topped this, I have topped everything. People may give that credit. Oh, he is so great. So, just because of some fools, a bunch of fools glorifying, oh, this is a great man, doesn't mean I am a great man. A fool's society is certifying me as a great man, doesn't make me a great man. Oh, Prabhu, he has millions of subscribers, Prabhu. Nowadays, that is the certificate. Doesn't matter what you get. Yeah. Shvavid varahoshtra kharai samstuta purusha pashu. Nayat karna pathopeto jatunama gadagrajaha. Everything has a verse, shloka in our Shastra. Those who have millions of subscribers, this verse is for them. You want subscribers, right? Followers nowadays. Shvavid varahoshtra kharai. Some men who are like 4 animals are given here. Dogs, hogs, if you don't know who's hog, pig. Dogs, hogs, camels and asses. Praise those men who never listen to the transcendental pastimes of Lord Sri Krishna, the deliverer from evils. So those who say, oh, it's a great fanfare, fan base, millions of subscribers, followers. Dogs, hogs, camels, asses. Purusha, pashu. They are only having 2 legs as human beings, but actually they are animals. So they praise a bigger dog. All these dogs praise a bigger dog. All these pigs praise a bigger pig. All the smaller asses praise one big ass. This is our followers. So these kind of things, people may give so much credit. But in God's eye, Krishna is saying Mahatma who? Not one who has million subscribers. He is not Mahatma. Who is Mahatma? Not because of some people of the country voted him as Mahatma, like Gandhi. That is not Mahatma. He is a misrepresentative of our Sanatana Dharma, to be very honest. What is Mahatma? He carried Bhagavad Gita and he never wanted to give a political life. He fasted, what is this, for country. So many things we can talk about him. But many things are wrong. Whatever he has done is all wrong. He's just a hype. He was a hype. One of the biggest hypes of 20th century. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudevah sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. Nobel Peace Prize. They gave it to Obama, who started war. After he started war, gave him Peace Prize. Come on, have some sense, So these things won't matter. These are all dogs, hogs, camels and asses. Again, What is that other in India? What is that? What are the prizes in India? Come on. National, what is it? Bharat Ratna, Padma Bhushan. These kinds of awards are there. Giving to who? Sri Prabhupada never was counted among them. Acharyas don't get it. Some materialistic person gets it for some innovation, something. See here, Krishna is certifying. So this certificate matters. Your degree comes with certificate. Who gives? The man on the street? No, the dean of the university. He gives. The board, the education board, they give. Certified. So somebody who's qualified has to give. Then it matters. What is the use of one bunch of rascals calling him a professor? So who's the authority? Krishna is the authority, and he is giving certificate, Mahatma certificate to who? Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate. Those who surrender to me, who has full knowledge, and by that knowledge he understands that I am the Supreme and he is my servant, and therefore he surrenders to me, he is Mahatma. Knowing me to be everything, to be the cause of all causes. He is Mahatma. And what does he do? Okay, he has surrendered. Now what? Prabhu, sit down and sleep now. No? Eat and sleep. Surrendered. I am surrendered now. Mahatma, their activity is also given. Yes, they surrender after Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate. After many lifetimes of cultivating knowledge, when he really becomes a Jnanavan, then he surrenders to Krishna. Okay, then after that, what is his life? Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritim ashritaah bhajanti ananya manaso gyatva bhutadim avyayam. Such a person is under the shelter of not of this Maya, but daivim prakritim ashritaah. Yoga Maya potency. There is two Mayas, Mahamaya, Yoga Maya. Mahamaya is this material energy which covers everybody, and everybody is bewildered because of that. Yoga Maya is the energy which shelters the devotees. And Mahamaya shelters the non-devotees. Just like there is civil law, there is criminal law. Civil law, we are under the shelter of civil law now because we have been so-called good citizens in the state's eyes. So we are under the civil law. We are still protected. We are still under the government only. The criminal also is under the government. But one is more stricter than the other, one is more, liberal. So, similarly, Mahamaya is just his criminal department of Krishna, where criminals are taken care of, and we are all that. And then in the Vaikuntha, what Maya is there? That is Yoga Maya. That is the actual government of Krishna, where everybody is just happy. No more miseries. So, Daivim Prakritim Ashritah, they are under the shelter of the Yoga Maya, Daivi Prakritim. Bhajanti Ananya Manaso. Anya means what? Anya? Something else. Anya. Ananya. Nothing else. That means Manaso. That means their mind is thinking of nothing else than Krishna. Always. Without stop. They are Bhajanti Ananya Manaso. They are worshipping. Who they are worshipping? Whoever they want, Prabhu. Whoever they like. No. Gyatva bhutadim avyayam. Mahatmanastu mam partha. Krishna is saying, only Krishna. Nobody else. Not even the other devatas. They respect. Vaishnavas do respect. Give the highest respect to all the devatas because they are great servants of Krishna. Very exalted, powerful servants of Krishna, but not Krishna. The moment we say they are equal to Krishna, we are rascals, atheists. Not my word. Yastu Narayanam Devam Brahma Rudradi Daivataihi Samatvenaiva Viksheta Sa Pashandi Bhavidhruvam. What is Pashandi? Atheist. Who is an atheist? Even a person who considers, even he believes, Narayan and Shiva and Durga and everything, but if he thinks they are all equal, Vedas say he is atheist. We are not saying this because we are Hare Krishna, that's why we are saying, you are like speaking like Christian, only one God. No. The science is that there is only one God. Mam ekam sharanam vraja. Krishna is saying, Mam ekam means what? Eka means what? One. Krishna is saying, Mam ekam sharanam vraja. He never said, Bahudha Sharanam Vraja. No. Mam ekam. Only me. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam. This is very clear Sanskrit. Basic grammar of Sanskrit. Every Indian language has this word eka. And he said, whoever worships other devatas, avidhi purvakam. It is wrong way. Chapter 9, text 23. So we are not saying this because, you are fanatic. No. We are not fanatic. We are talking on perfect authority of the Shastra. Whereas the people who say that, no, you cannot say like that, they are fanatic. They are just, in their own mind, they have formulated something, or just because grandfather said, great-grandfather did, their grandmother's story. We don't believe in grandmother's story, grandfather's story, unless they are actually from the Shastra. Then we will believe grandfather's story. But if story is coming not from Shastra, where are you getting it from? Because of this, every Baba is coming into our altar, Hindu altar. There is one Sai Baba there. With no offense to anybody who is worshipping. Honestly, where did you get that from? Where in the Shastra it is mentioned Sai Baba is God? Where? Which Shastra says? Immediately you have to check with Shastra whether somebody is God or not. Kalki is going to come 427,000 years later, mentioned in the Shastra. His father's name will be Vishnu Yasha. He will be born in the village of Shambhal, which is about 157 kilometers from Delhi. Prabhu, that much information we have of the future. Buddha came 2,600 years ago. 5,000 years ago, his mother's name, his mission, where he will come and what he will do, everything is mentioned in the Shastra. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 500 years ago he came, 534. His mention is already there in the Shastra. Krishna Varnam Dusha Krishnam Sangopangastra Parshadam Yajnai Sankirtana Prayar Yajanti Sumedhasa. Not just one shloka, two shlokas. Many shlokas are there in so many Shastras. That's how we verify who is God. Not that tomorrow I can also say, no, I am God. Somebody will put my picture in the altar also. This is the state of Hindus now. Oh, what if he is God, actually God? Maybe something will happen to me. Put there. They don't have any guts. They don't have any, understanding. Hey, you are saying you are God. Prove to me your God. Show me your Vishwarupa. Arjuna said, show me your Vishwarupa. Actually, Arjuna had full faith in Krishna, but he wanted to set an example that if anybody claims he is God, he must be able to show Vishwarupa. If he cannot show, then he is dog. He is not God. He is dog. Immediately. Why are we able to say so strongly and vehemently? Because we are confident of the words of the Shastras. We know the Shastras. We are not saying this out of pride. Because of Prabhupada. He has revealed. He has shown us what is Bhagavad Gita. If we really read Bhagavad Gita, then we will know what is correct and what is wrong. We can't just say everything is right, everything is okay, everything is not okay. And that's why the world is where it is. The whole world's problems is because of India. Whole world's problems is because of India. Why? Indians have failed to broadcast this message. First of all, even assimilate it and then to broadcast it. Indians have failed. We have the answers. Proud to be Indian, proud to be. What are you doing as an Indian? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Bharata bhumite manusya janma hoile jar janma sarthak karo paropakar. Do paropakar. Help others by this knowledge. First of all, make your life successful with this knowledge and help others. No, we are just proud. For what? Oh, we are better than everybody else. In what? In copying the West. Yeah, maybe that. Now Indians are all the CEOs of big Western companies. They think proud to be Indian. Indians have made it in the West. What is the West? A degraded society. They have made it there. They have made it. And that is a big achievement. We have to be the standard. Not we say, if somebody makes it in their standard of what is success, the Western atheistic standard of success, and then we glorify that, saying that, we are proud to be Indian, so and so is the CEO of Twitter, so and so is the CEO of Google, and Microsoft, and that is a big achievement. That is not the highlight of India. No. That is the low light of India. The highlight is what Srila Prabhupada has done. He went to the West, changed them, When they ruled India for what, 300 years, immediately he went there and changed them into our Sanatana Dharma. And then he brought them to India. And then when Indians saw, oh, Westerners are chanting, okay, then we will also chant. Because they were aping the West. Prabhupada was preaching in India for 50 years. Nobody listened. We say Prabhupada, in 12 years he did so much. Actually, not the 12 years. He was trying all the 30 years he was trying in India. Since 1944 he started magazine Back to Godhead. And he was starting since then. Even before that also he was trying. No Indian wanted to listen. Swamiji, what is the use? This is the age of technology. What is the use of all this bhakti and all this? What are you going to do? This is the attitude of Indians. He tried and tried and tried. Nowhere he was going. Then because his Guru Maharaj's order was to preach in the West. Preach in the West. Make them, because these Indians are copying the Westerners. So let them copy. You make them devotees, let them come here, let these Indians copy the Westerners and become devotees. Use their own trick against them. But not to damage them, to benefit them. So in this way, that is the real Bharat Ratna. The gem of India is Srila Prabhupada. Why are you giving to all these people? Who are they? Furthering the Western ideology, furthering the Western civilization. We don't have much regard. So, this bhajanti ananya manaso jnatva bhutadim avyayam. O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls, Mahatmas, are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. This dridhavrata means we have to bhajante mam dridhavrata. It is said that, today's verse, what is that? If our sinful activities, or sinful reactions are completely ended, antagatam papam. What is that? Antagatam papam. Let's look at this verse again. Yesham to antagatam. Anta means what? End. Those whose pap has completely ended. Jananam punya karmanam. These people who have acted piously in many lifetimes and in this life, they have full of pious credit of activities and their sinful activities have subsided completely. They will be released from this. Ask them to stop this. What is this fish market? Te dvandva moha nirmukta. Moha nirmukta. Moha means illusion. They are liberated from this illusion. Te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam dridhavrataha. Their illusion is gone and they can engage themselves in devotional service. Now the question is, Prabhu, I have done so many sins even in this life. What to speak of my previous life? I do not know what all I have done. What to do now? I cannot do this dridhavrata? No. In the purport, if you see, there is a way, a shortcut. We all like shortcuts. Especially Indians. Shortcut is our way of life. Instant. Somehow or other. So Krishna is kind enough. He is giving us a shortcut. What is that? Association of devotees. In the association of devotees, my vow, my determination in Krishna consciousness will increase by associating with those devotees who have strong determination. This determination is infectious. Determination we can't just get out of thin air. No. We have to be inspired by others who are determined. And having the knowledge. Two things. Sometimes we may have the knowledge, but we don't have the determination to act on that knowledge. We passively consume knowledge sometimes, but we don't act on it. Jnana, bala, kriya. Three things. Jnana is important. We have to know what is to be done, what is not to be done. We have to know why it is to be done. Everything. What, why, how, where, when. Everything we have to understand of knowledge. Not sufficient yet. We have to have the capability. And human life, we are capable of acting on this. So, bala is always there, the capability to act. Because we can hear, we can act on it, we have a mind, we have a sensible set of sense organs and mind. And we have now you are here, you have knowledge. At least you have started on the path of knowledge. We have books, we have classes, we have all these things. Why? So that people can take advantage. So, with this knowledge, and then associating with those who are acting on this platform of knowledge with determination, then we also will get determined. Krishna Bhakti Janma Moola Hoy Sadhu Sangha. Krishna Prema Janme Teho Punah Mukhya Anga. The root cause of devotional service to Lord Krishna is association with advanced devotees. Even when one's dormant love for Krishna awakens, association with devotees is still most essential. So, just like everywhere there is a society, there is a business society, there is a traders society, where there is a football society, cricket society, there's clubs everywhere for everything. So we are also similarly a society where we can inspire each other about Krishna consciousness. How we can become Krishna conscious, how we can mold our life in such a way that I don't forget Krishna at any time. Because if we want to end this cycle, the determination of a human being, what is this Dridhavrata should be? This should be my last life in this material world. I should not take birth again. But wishing, again, we are not into wishing. Wishing is useless. We have to act on it. We have to act for it. Everything takes, just like I can't wish, don't study anything, I wish to be top in the exam. I can't, right? So I can't just wish, oh yes, Prabhu, I don't want to come into this material world again. Yeah, so what are you going to do about it? Saying is not enough. What are you doing about it? Aihishtam yat tat punarjanma jayaya. This beautiful incident that happened in Ramayana. When Vishwamitra came to meet Janak Maharaj. So how we usually greet, hi, how are you? Nowadays they use bad words. Nowadays the greeting is bad words, 4-letter words. Many 4-letter words are there. So they are using this kind of. But how did so Vishwamitra entered the court? Janak Maharaj said, Aihishtam yat tat punarjanma jayaya. My dear sir, how is your endeavor in crossing the ocean of birth and death? How is your sadhana going? How are you faring in this journey back to Godhead? How are you? We say. How are you means? People say I am fine, has a muscle memory. Although they are not fine. So, but here they say, how are you doing in your journey back to Godhead? What are you doing about your endeavor to cross the birth and death cycle? So this is the consciousness of a devotee. So in the association of devotees, we encourage each other about how we can improve our sadhana, how we can improve as devotees. Prabhu, I am chanting, Prabhu. 10 years, 20 years. Where is the advancement? I don't see you in the temple. I don't know. Prabhu, Janmashtami I came. So once a year, one time. Huh? So sometimes there are all kinds of devotees, Full-time devotees are there. Part-time devotees are there. Weekend devotees are there. Prasadam devotees are also there. Many are prasadam devotees. They come for prasadam and nothing else. Eat. Go back. Prabhu, they give free food here. That's all. Learn more than that. Okay, it's good. You're coming good. We're not. But we should advance. We should not stagnate at one point. Prasadam also we should take. It's not that we're not saying we should not. But we have to advance more. Classes, everything, chanting. Take up books. Start reading. There should be advancement. There is full time, there is part time, there is weekend. There is sometime devotees. Sometimes you can see them. Oh, why you came, Prabhu? Suddenly? Birthday. Okay. After that, cannot see him again. Some problem happens in the family, then again you can see him. So they are called sometime devotees. Then there are once a year, yearly devotees. Janmashtami or Rath Yatra, they will come once. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. He will do Hare Krishna to everybody. Prabhu, where are you? Last Rath Yatra I came, no? Huh? That's all. Finish. That is his contribution, that is his participation. So like this, there are all kinds of devotees. Some nowadays, because internet, no, online devotees. Prabhu, I am watching your class online. Why come here? My ticket waste, bus fare. Online devotee. Live stream devotee. So these kind of classes we cannot. See, the thing is, we have to mold our life, every aspect of our life in such a way that we are always remembering Krishna. Smartavya satatam Vishnur, vismartavyo na jatuchit. Always remember Krishna, never forget him. Why? Why we are saying like that? Other things also we can do. You can do whatever you want, but at the time of death, whatever you think, yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajati ante kalevaram tam tameva iti kaunteya sada tadbhava bhavita. Sada tadbhava. So you see, whatever you think at the time of death, your next life, you will become that. So that thought at the time of death, that exam, how are you going to perform in that exam, depends on sada tadbhava bhavita, how you have been practicing throughout your life, sada. That's why abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasana anyagamina. We have to practice while we are alive, while we have good health. Don't waste. No, yes, Prabhu, okay, I will remember at the time of death. When I am going to die, I will call you, Prabhu. You can please come and do kirtan. Then I am going to Vaikuntha. When you get a heart attack, you can call. So we can't. So we have to, we can't cheat God. No, whole life. Okay, at the time of death, right? You said, okay, fine, good. I remember this. At that time, I want to. We can't. So we have to practice from now. That's why we have to associate with devotees. Don't wait for serious situations in life. Prabhu, this thing happened, Sometimes, parents, they come, Prabhu, my son is not listening. He is doing all these wrong things. What to do now? Please advise something. When we have been advising since he was a small boy, that make him a devotee, make him chant, make him come here. Your holidays, instead of some summer camp and going to some, some Pulau Ubin or something, ask them to come here and stay for 1 week, na? With devotees? No. Video games. When we are advising, don't take. When everything has gone out of control, now they come to devotees. Prabhu, please do something. Last resort. In like Indian movies, doctor will try everything. And they'll say, only he can help. As if until now this doctor could help. Always the only one who can help is Krishna. A doctor, he can try his best, but best doctors have also failed. So the failure or success doesn't depend on the doctor. If Krishna wills, it will happen without even the doctor's intervention. If Krishna wills, it may not happen even with the best doctor's intervention or the best medicine. Balasya neha sharanam pitarao narsimha nartasya chagadam udanmantina majjato now taptasya tat pratividhirihanja seshtas tavad vibho tanubhritam tvadupekshitanam. If Krishna desires to neglect us, nobody can do anything. Krishna wants to save us. Yeah, he may arrange a good doctor and through the agency of the doctor he may save us, or without agency nothing. If his will is there, it will happen. So we have to depend not on Krishna, not as a last resort. It's the first resort. Kaumara acharet prajna. At 5 years old, start. Dharman bhagavatan iha. This Bhagavat dharma has to be started from 5 years old. But now, not only 5 years old, 3 years old, they're putting in the school. Materialistic school. Where they will become atheists after 20 years. Come out of the university, they think they are the most intelligent people in the universe, and then there is no God. All this is, God is all for weak people. Those who don't have strength of intellect or mind or something, they need God for something to lean on. That's what they think God is. A device to save them from depression. Depression saving device. That's all. That's not God. God is a total controller. Like there's a famous meme, a meme in the internet. 2012, Stephen Hawking says there is no God. 2017, God says there is no Stephen Hawking. Finish. This is the so-called scientists. And they may say anything, but at time, mrityu sarva haras chaham. So if we want to become dridhavrata, Then devotee association. Last verse before we end. I'm sorry I kept you for so long. Bhavapavargo bhramato yada bhave janasya tarhyachyuta satsamagamah satsangamo yarhi tadaiva sadgato paravareshe tvayi jayate matihi. When the material life of a wandering soul has ceased, O Achyuta, he may attain the association of your devotees. And when he associates with them, there awakens in him devotion unto you, who are the goal of the devotees and the Lord of all causes and their effects. So when one has stopped his material association, then you will get association of devotees, then you will get devotion. But how can we stop the association of non-devotees unless we have a devotee association? So devotee association should come first, and then only we understand, yes, I should not be associating with people who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. I'll stay away from them. So why is this order like this? So the example is given. Acharyas Jiva Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti agree on the following point. Although it is stated that here that when material life ceases, one attains the association of devotees. In fact, it is the association of the Lord's devotees that enables one to transcend material existence. Srila Jiva Goswami explains this apparent inversion of sequence by quoting the Kavya Prakash. There is a book called Kavya Prakash, 10th chapter, 153rd sloka, as follows. Karya karanayoscha paurvaparya viparyayo vignay atishayoktihi syatsa. That means, a statement in which the logical order of a cause and its effect is reversed should be understood as atishayokti, emphasis by extreme assertion. Now, what does this mean? Srila Jiva Goswami cites the following commentary on this statement. Karanasya shighra karitam vaktum karyasya purva muktav. To express the swift action of a cause, one may assert the result before the cause. You know? Like, instead of saying, by chanting Hare Krishna, you will achieve the highest perfection. You will achieve the highest perfection just by chanting Hare Krishna. Because the effect is there. So, to Atishayokti means extreme assertion. You want perfection. Yes, you will achieve the highest perfection by chanting. So, this is the explanation of Jiva Goswami. Although it is said that, when one finishes his material life, then he will get the association of devotees. Actually, it means one finishes all his karma, all his materialistic association just by taking devotee association. In this connection, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur points out that the merciful association of the Lord's devotees makes possible our determination to become Krishna conscious. What makes our determination possible? Dridhavrata. The merciful association of the Lord's devotees makes possible our determination to become Krishna conscious. And the Acharya agrees with Srila Jiva Goswami that this verse is an instance of Atishayokti. Atishayokti means extreme assertion. So in this way, devotee association, the core point of today's session is devotee association is the root cause of our devotional service and our determination. So please take advantage of this. Come as regularly as possible. We don't operate only on weekends. If you can come on weekends, good, but if we are here every day, morning onwards. So as much as possible, come and do some seva. Chant Hare Krishna. Start chanting. Take the beads, mala. Start chanting. And your contribution, you can, monetarily contribute as a patron, as, monthly. Because our wealth also we have to give to Krishna for Krishna's mission. Everything. So whatever we have in our possession, we have to start offering it to Krishna. Eventually we have to offer our entire life. Then only we will be admitted into the Vaikuntha. So at least let's start on that journey in whatever way possible. Alright, I'll stop here. If any questions, I think we will discuss upstairs. It's way too late now. So I'll end it here. Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanand.